everyone, welcome to Sabbath School Summary. We are in the lesson number 5, all to the glory of God. Therefore, whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10, verse 31. Over the last few weeks, we've looked at how Apostle Paul dealt with divisions and sexual compromise in the Corinthian church. Today, we transition to another massive cultural trap, idolatry. In 1 Corinthians 8 to 10, Paul connects our personal behavior directly to our worship. Just as we flee sexual immorality by honoring our bodies as temples of the Holy Spirit, Paul teaches that we flee idolatry by doing all to the glory of God. But, as we'll see, overcoming idolatry has less to do with stone status and much more to do with how we treat one another. The major debate in Corinth was over eating food that had been sacrificed to pagan idols. The strong believers had the theological knowledge that idols aren't real, so they felt perfectly free to eat this meat. However, the weak believers who had recently left paganism were deeply troubled by this. Paul steps in and sets a gold standard. Knowledge without love is worthless. Knowledge puffs up, but love builds up. To illustrate this, Paul points to his own life in chapter 9. As an apostle, he had every legal right to demand financial support and to travel with a believing wife at the church's expense. Yet, he willingly surrendered those rights and made tents to support himself. Also, he wouldn't create a single barrier to the gospel. Paul's message is clear. Just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean it is the right thing to do. In chapter 10, Paul gives a stern warning by pointing to ancient Israel in the wilderness. The Israelites had immense spiritual privilege. They were baptized in the sea, led by the cloud, and fed with spiritual food. Yet, because they lacked self-discipline, they fell into idolatry and self-gratification. Paul warns us, "Let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall." Paul explained that while we can buy and eat meat at home because idols are nothing, we can never participate in pagan temple feasts. Why? Because you cannot drink the cup of the Lord and cup of demons. God demands our wholehearted, undivided loyalty. Today, an idol is anything that takes the place of God in our hearts, whether it is self-serving, love of ease, or the gratification of our own appetite. So, how do we overcome idolatry? By combining the two greatest commandments, loving God above all, and loving our neighbors as ourselves. Before you make a choice this week, don't just ask, "Is this allowed?" Ask, "How will this affect my brother or sister's faith?" Let us make 1 Corinthians 10, verse 31, our daily filter. Whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. When we stop worshiping self, we finally start glorifying God. Thank you for watching, and God bless.